Hello there, it's Vanessa Baker, popping in for some more Thursday crafting, and I hope your week's going well. We had a little bit of rain this week, so we're pretty happy about that, but we'd love to see some more. We need to grow a bit more grass. Now, just to let you know, there's been some new products added to the Stampin' Up website this week. They went live on Tuesday. The best way to see everything is if you just go to stampinup.nz and then navigate to, oh gosh, now I've forgotten. I think it was menu. Yeah, menu, and then what's new, and then show all. And you'll see all of the new things that have been added recently will appear there. That includes kits and standalone stamp sets. There's some embellishments, some twine, and some new bundles as well. So yeah, lots to see. I'm just going to flip my camera around. Have a look at today's project. So today we're doing something a little bit different. I've got a kit, and this is the Heirloom Arrangements Kit. And I haven't actually played with it yet. I opened it last night so that I could do a little bit of prep for this video, and that's as far as I've got. So I left one of these pages intact so I can show you how they arrive, and the other parts that I've already popped out, I've just put them in a clear stamp case, and these are available on the website in packs of 4, and they're quite handy for storing little bits and pieces like this from kits, or even just things that you cut out and then don't end up using. It's a great way. You can see what's in there, and this will fit nicely in my box and just keep all the bits and pieces together and stop them bending, that sort of thing. But when you receive your kit, you'll get these sheets, which is where all of those bits came from. And you just carefully, they're already printed and cut, so you're just going to carefully release them from the paper. They just sort of pull out. They're an odd shape, so it can be a wee bit tricky to get them out. But this one will be easier because it's more rounded. So yeah, you just go along and pop all of these out. I haven't yet found a use for the negative part, but I'm sure someone will come up with an idea for that. At this stage, I don't keep them. You just pop all these out, and then they're available to use on your projects. So I like to go ahead and do all of that first when I'm doing a kit, and then otherwise I find if I take one out of the page, I'll find the one next to it is kind of hanging there half in, half out, and that's when things can get damaged. So I find if I just take them all out and put them somewhere safe, it just helps to preserve them. And I have forgotten just to check that I have sound. I've been having just my usual sound. There we go. Good. It's all good. Right. Now, the kit comes with instructions on how to make the cards, and we'll come back to that. It also comes with bases. I think there's 8. There's 2, 4, 6, 8. Yeah, so 4 different patterns and 2 of each. And then inside is white. So there's the different patterns there. So that's your card bases, and those are imperial sized. Then you also get envelopes, and they kind of match the patterns on the cards. So there's 4 with the hatching and 4 with the writing. So that's pretty cool. And then these bits, I've actually decided to leave these in for now, because you can stamp directly on here, and then so these are for your sentiments. So I'll just leave that intact. It comes with some tear and tape and a block, some dimensionals, a pecan pie ink spot, and a little stamp set. So this has got a really gorgeous butterfly, a stamp of that sort of hatching, what would you call that, etched square pattern, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different sentiments, which are thankful and grateful, I appreciate your kindness, thank you for you, and I feel lucky to have you. Yeah, it's a really nice little sayings that you could use for a lot of different occasions. And in the bottom here, I think this is actually for, so like I said, you can get those stamp cases. So I think this is like a label that you can put, there's a little plastic sleeve on the front. And so I would cut that label for the English version and put it there, and then put the stamp set inside once I finished with the box, because you can keep that forever and use it on other projects. Right, so coming back to the instructions, this kit gives you some instructions, but there's more pieces than what they give instructions for. So the idea is that you can just do your own thing. So you'll see here, they're basically layering up with the label pieces and then putting the floral images in and around it. So once you've got that concept, you can then go ahead with the remaining pieces and do the other cards. So I thought we would just do a few today. I'll see how many I can get done in, say, half an hour. And then I've got some other ideas for the rest of the kit for videos later in the month. So just pop these into our container. And I might just look now for the bits for the first card. So I thought we'll follow the instructions for, I quite like this one. So let me find the pieces that I need. I think it might be that. Yes, that piece there. And then there's a leaf. That might be a leaf in the vellum, I think. There's some beautiful vellum leaves hiding in here. Oh yes, that looks like the piece there. That piece. And there's this scrolly sort of banner with the flowers on. How pretty. And they're using this one as a layer as well. Okay, I think that's all the pieces. And then we just need a circle. So I'll close that up. We need a circle and the words, I feel lucky to have you. I wonder if I might just do for you for that one, which I think will still fit in the circle. So you can use the block that's in the set, but I'll just use the one that I have on my desk here. It's about the right size for that stamp. And let me open the stamp spot and show you. So I just run my scissors or a knife along one side, and then it just lifts up and your lid stays attached. You do that. If you find that annoying, like this one is actually keeping on being closed, which is kind of annoying, just do the other side the same, and then it will come right off. There we go. Okay, now when you get a new stamp, like this one is completely new, I've never used it before, it's a good idea to get an eraser and just rub it on the words or whatever it is, and then just wash that off. So I'm just going to wash it with my chamois. And again, I have my chamois in a stamp container. It's a bit of a dirty looking one, but the chamois is clean. So I've just taken the sort of the final coating, if you like, from the manufacturing off those words now. And I normally like to just test them first as well as that. So I'll just get a scrap piece. I've just got a post-it note here. Just going to get some ink on my stamp and just make sure that it's stamping right. See, it's a little bit, I don't know if you can tell, a little bit sort of feathery looking. It's not crisp and clear on that end. So I'm just going to wash it again now that I've had some ink on there. Just wash it and then try again. And I just do this until I'm happy. That's looking better. So you can just keep stamping. Oh, that one was a bit blurry again. I'll just give it another wash. So rather than, be disappointed at it ruining one of your circles and not performing, just do a little bit of practice beforehand to get it working. Okay, so I'm going to just go for, I like the circle in this particular card. I'm just going to stamp this for you. Sorry, I'm actually off camera there doing that. Onto that circle. Okay. And so we're done with the ink for a little while. We'll put that to one side and we'll take our circle out. Okay, so I've got all the pieces now to put my card together. I'm going to use the envelope with the writing because I'm using the blue background here with the writing. Okay, so I still need my bone folder to give this a nice crease. Okay, now we can make up our design. So essentially it has this at its centre, or maybe a little bit to the left actually. And I'm making sure I've got my words up the right way. This one is tucked in at the back. So I'm just going to lay it out the way they've got it done on the instructions. This is in behind. Should have started with that really. And I think I want that not to be seen in that little crease. Then I've got this piece which is going to go across the corner. And then the for you is going to go roughly there. Okay, so that's how they have laid out the instructions for this particular card. And like I say, it came with dimensionals. So I'm going to put some of these layers on dimensionals, probably those ones. And I'm going to stick these ones flat. So just get my glue. Another idea is you could actually punch a hole in that and put some twine or tie a bow. Oh, there is a hole. They have actually, taken that out. It might look quite cute with a bow in there. So I might just add that. Just find some. Oh, now do I want white or do I want? Actually, this is quite nice. This is one of the basics twines that comes in a set. You get black, white, like a grey, in this colour. So already I'm veering off and using the kit differently. I didn't mean to do that. I was going to actually stick to their design, but I just saw an opportunity to add something extra. So I've put that through, and now I might not have cut myself enough twine. Just to create a larger loop there, that's it. I have to keep hold of the right bits. Oh, I have made it a bit short. It's always when you're on camera that things don't work. It would work if I was just at my desk by myself. See what's happening. That's going. Sometimes I find my nails get a bit long, but I can't really say that's the problem today because they're not long at all. Perhaps it's telling me this is a bad idea. I shouldn't be doing it. Because I might get it in there and then decide I don't like it. It happens as well. Okay, come on. Just grab the one I need, the one end. Goodness me, I never have this much trouble. Okay. Oops, I should make that a bit bigger so that it doesn't fall off. And I'm poking that one through. I think that's what's been happening. It's been a bit small. Okay, there we go. Got there in the end. 10th time lucky. We now have a bow. Okay. Hope I like it because it's staying. I'm not going to cut it off. The annoying thing is that it's twisted. Just see if I can straighten that out. Okay. We'll be here all day otherwise. Just a bit of glue on the back. And then this one goes over the top. Up there. So put that on. And normally with vellum, I'm careful where I put the glue. But I think because it's going over this piece here, you're really not going to see the glue. And I can make sure the bottom of the leaves are very firmly attached. It seems a shame to cover up a lot of this, but you're going to see that bit, so I don't think it's worth chopping off the bits that will be not seen to use elsewhere. I think that would not really work out in this case. Okay, so I'm not putting so much at the top because that's going to come off the page, Okay, so it's about there. And I didn't want the label from behind sort of sticking out too much through here. Okay, so that part's done. Now I'm going to put dimensionals on the next bit. Welcome along if you're joining in live. Lovely to see you. Playing with the Heirloom Arrangements Kit. Am I saying that right? Heirloom? It's one of those silent H's, I think. Okay, so now this is going to go over the top of that. You can still see the leaves, but not the label. And up there, I might have actually come down a little bit low with my label. Never mind. Right, now this one here is going to be partly on dimensionals and partly because it's going over that piece. I won't put dimensionals there. So I'll just do a couple around the bottom. And then I'll just put a swirl of glue there, and that will keep the whole thing down. So now that is kind of angled like that. Very pretty. Oops, now I need to just make sure it's not getting caught on. I couldn't really see where I was going with those dimensionals. I don't want the dimensionals to land up on top of that other layer, which it is doing. So it's getting over the top of that. So we'll save that one for later, and I'll get a small one. And instead of putting it on this piece, I'll put it here. And I could even put one on the other side. Then when I put it on, I can have more choice about where it goes. So there looks good. Okay, and then we have our sentiment, and I'm going to put that on my dimensional that I had before. And that's just going above that flower in the middle there, making sure it's straight. There we go. That's our first one made. So how easy is that? Apart from my terrible bow tying skills, it came together very quickly. And that one goes with that envelope because it's got the writing. We'll put that to one side and do another card. So for this next one, I want to use butterflies. So let's grab this one. And there's a tag. I think it's that piece there we need. And then there's some really pretty butterflies in here. Not that piece. I'm looking for the label at the same time. Okay, here we go. Here's a butterfly and a blue butterfly. And then we want the label, which is kind of a neutral background looking one. This is it. That's the label. And there's no vellum on this one. Oh, there's another label. There's two labels. I think it is. Oh no, it's not that one. It's a very similar one to that. Ah, here it is. Isn't that cool? Very cool. Okay, now that's all my pieces. I try and keep these up the right way. If I just shut the case now, that I'd have some that were upside down. So I'm just trying to flip them all over. Keep them contained. Okay. Now it goes that way. Oh. And we've got our big label. Oh, that's so pretty. I just love these things. I'm going to have to buy another one of these kits. Use one for cards and one for, gosh, all sorts of ephemera. Okay, it goes like that. And then this one comes through here. And then you've got your two butterflies. Oh, I am missing a flower. There's a flower at the bottom, which looks like that. So that just goes in here. And then this time they've used thank you, which is a great idea. Just get my stamps out. Just peel that off. Okay, thank you. So we'll do the same thing with the stamp. Just give that a wash. Just all helps to what they call season it. Yep, that looks quite good. Happy with that. Just give it another wash just in case. Okay, and then we want our... I put them back in the box, didn't I? The labels. Here we go. Okay, so we're doing one of this size with thank you. Go for the top this time. And just pop it out. That one was quite firmly held with those 4 little spots, and the thank you just goes there. Just leave that out, but we'll cover that because I don't want to stick my finger in it. Right. Okay, so I'm thinking about what pieces I'm going to put on dimensionals and what ones I'll stick. So perhaps this main tag could go flat. So I'm not actually following, I'm not looking at what they are suggesting. I'm just doing my own, I'm following their layout, but I'm not following the construction, as it were. Oops, now that is a bit higher. Let's put it up there. I could tell that by the lines, so that was useful to have on the instructions. Okay, so that one flat, and then I think that one on dimensionals. And we'll go with, actually, that next label will be on dimensionals. Oh no, I wouldn't have to. I know what I'll do. Yeah. So this can go on dimensionals. And I can put these anywhere really because I've only got that sort of flat layer. In fact, I could be using bigger ones. Might just put one in the middle there. Okay. Trying to get the right angle with this, about there. Now this one, what I'll do is the part that goes over the top of this piece will be flat, stuck to that piece, and I'll put dimensionals at this end. Just keeping my levels the same, but adding the dimensionals just gives you that depth. It gives you that little shadow underneath that I love. I'm going to put one on here so I'm not guessing again on my label how far down the dimensional needs to go. I just stuck it on the label. It would probably end up here. And then the whole label is going to be on, so I'm just going to put a smear of glue here, and that will just stick to that flower underneath. And then height-wise, looks like goes roughly there. Make sure it's straight. Yep. Okay. Happy with that. Then we've got our flower here, which is going to go, sort of slip it under there a little bit and have a dimensional under it. Sort of nestle that into the corner there. Nice. And the butterflies. So, got 2, and I'm wondering, I put this one sort of a level down by having my dimensional at the same height as the label. I'll put that one on first. Its wing kind of comes right down to there. And then this one I'll put up another layer again, so it's on a higher plane. And I'll put dimensional on each wing. I might move them down a bit. And this one actually goes slightly over the label, so I might put that on next. And again, I'm going to put a dimensional at this end. So it's just all about thinking of your levels each time. Spot of glue there. Put my thank you in. And then my butterfly on top. That sort of comes in here and goes over the words and over that other butterfly. Lovely. How cute is that? Gorgeous wee card. And so quick. So I've made 2 cards and I can't see the time on there. Let me see. Where are we at? 2 o'clock. So 2 cards in half an hour plus the bit of the blurb at the start. So I might just do one more. So that one was going to go with one of our envelopes with the squares. Okay, what should we do next? There's another one with butterflies. Oh, I do quite like that one. That one has butterfly, strip of butterflies on a tag. Wouldn't that make a gorgeous bookmark or something? Just like it is, like stunning. And then it's using the one that looks like a postage stamp, this one. Which way up does that go, I wonder? I think it would go that way. Probably doesn't matter. And then there's a thing that's kind of black and white. This one here uses that. And then that gorgeous sort of hanging this one. I think it's upside down. Yeah, and the pink, that one. And there's a card with some sort of red look at this one, just while I'm passing. Isn't that cute? And I love that too. Oh, here we are, the one with the red on it, that one. All stunning. Okay, so we want all of that, and we want a rectangle word again. This one is thankful and grateful. So that will go on the slightly larger size label. Still use my same block and do my little routine. My post-it note still has some life in it. Not too bad, but we'll just give that another go. Maybe I didn't get enough ink on the grateful part. A little bit light. Having trouble finding gaps now. Yep, that's looking pretty good. Might just give it a clean and then go for it. So you can, of course, if you've got the ink pad, you can use that. Now I want to make sure I get it straight. And in the centre. Oh, what did I do with the tea? Oh dear, something went awry. I'll just use another one since we're on the video. And I can just replace that with a piece of white. That's better. It is handy having these like pre-done for you. Oh, I could have flipped it over, of course, as well as the other idea. Could have done that, couldn't I? Okay, so this card is made up on one of the bases that is, now I've lost all the bases. Oh, here they are. Looking straight at them. That's the etched one, but with in the pecan pie. The thing I love about this kit is, I mean, I'm following basically the instructions for these 3 today, but for the rest of the videos I'm going to do, I'll be doing variations and not following the instructions, which is a great thing about the kits. You don't necessarily have to, well, it's for this one in particular where there's so many more pieces and so many options of the way you layer them. You can see here, I mean, you wouldn't necessarily put all these pieces together, but when you do, they look amazing. So it's just a different way of creating, really. So that one goes to the side of that. Then that goes on top. This one comes in here. And that one goes across. Somewhere about there. And then you've got your words that cover that part. Yeah. Just those really different looking things, images, but they all seem to come together and work. It's just, I just love this. Okay, so now we just have to figure out our layers. It's a shame we're covering up that butterfly so much, don't you think? Wondering if we just scoot it to the edge a bit more so we can see some of those beautiful wings. We could just move everything slightly, just so we can see those wings, I think. I will put it flat. I'd love to put it up on dimensionals, but I think we're going to get too high if I try doing that. Do have to think about postage. Okay, then I want that one not quite as close as what they put it. Just have a little bit of a gap. Okay, so that's my base sort of layers. Then this one is going to come in with dimensionals. There they are. I have taken kits away in the caravan, and it's fantastic for that. You know, you've got your box, everything. I just throw in my snips and my Tombow, because that's my preferred glue. And they fit nicely in the box with everything else, and off you go on holiday. And then you can just pull it out whenever you feel like doing a bit of crafting, and it's really easy to pop back in the box. Doesn't take up any room, you know. Okay, that one there. This one on top, a little pop of pink. So I think I'll stick that directly to that layer. It's nice overhanging the edge. And then this one, I think Should we put that at that level and then have our words on dimensionals maybe? That could be quite good, eh? Just pop some random glue on there. Pop that down. About there. And then I'll just use small ones. Although big ones probably would fit on this. It's quite a wide piece of paper there for the sentiment. Okay. Thankful and grateful now. I want all of these dimensionals though. So what's actually happening here is I've just noticed it actually goes off the edge. And because I've already got a layer of dimensionals, I now need to build up this edge one to the same level because it's going to be off onto the base of the card. So I'm just putting another dimensional on that end over the top of the first one. So you pull off the backing and then you stick another one on and make a double-decker dimensional, and then I can have that off the page out there, and these other ones on the page up on my thing, and then I've got all at the same level. So I don't know if you can see down. Hang on, tilt it the right way. You can see my different levels there with the double dimensional. So the only other thing I will think about, and I can show you perhaps in the next video because we've kind of run out of time, is the insides. So I would put an inner into these and maybe use something from the pack as a decoration. But I want to have a little think about what other pieces I'm going to use. See, something like that could be really cute on the inside, on one with lots of leaves. There's other flowers, like the flower we used on the previous card, something like that. Or we've also got our butterfly. We could stamp on the inside, which might be nice because then we're not using one of these pieces where we could use it on the front of something. So I will come back to you about that. And yeah, I just wanted to do these three to show you what it's all about. And like I say, next week I'm actually going to pre-record next week. I'll be in Australia. We've got a Stamping Up event for demonstrators. So I'll be over there next week. So I will record something ahead to play you next week. But those are the three that we made today using the Heirloom Arrangements Kit. So I'll pop by next week and see what I have, some other ideas for the kit, and then I'll be back live again the week after. I'll see you then.